Alright my dudes, I have no idea where we left off, but I'm trying to have flashbacks right now for you guys. So where we left off was we put the headers on. Well, the manifold, we took out the manifold, put the headers on, so now we have brand new headers. The problem was we had to take out the motor mount, from my understanding, so we're gonna put the motor mount back on so we can get the car jack out of there, so we can more or less understand where the turbo is gonna sit, so we do the turbo lines. That's what we're gonna do today, or try to get it done today, or at least get a blueprint of it today. So I got my dad with me like always, he's here, and we're gonna try to get it so I can finish up this car. So right now, this is the steering wheel that turns the wheels right here. What is it called, baby? Steering wheel, just a steering wheel rod? I guess steering wheel rod was right here. You guys can see what I'm pointing at. This right now is touching this header right now. That's because the engine with the car jack is we have it lifted like this, like an angle. So once we put the motor mount, it should settle in like this. And in theory, and we're hoping that it will not touch that or scrape that or any way, shape, or form. It will probably be close, something like this, where it's like really close, but it's not really damaging it. It's just rubber. That's what we're hoping for. So we're gonna try doing that today. So we're gonna try to mess with it, and I'll show you guys what we did when we put the motor mount back on. Alright my dudes, so change of plans. Our motor mount is damaged, it's cracked, so I have to order a new one. So I might as well order both of them. Since I'm gonna order one, might as well order both of them since I'm already doing work. We did not drill a hole, we did not take out the oil yet of the car. We decided to build it up and then we're gonna work our way down. So we got our oil line. This is the line that's gonna return. No, this is the line that feeds it to get oil to the turbo, which we put it right here. Nothing's bolted on, it's just we just have it like kind of like set. We have the, what is it, not a downpipe, it's the pipe that goes down to the exhaust. So what does he call this pipe? Exhaust pipe? Yeah, exhaust pipe. So we have that down. I'll show you guys what I'm working with. So there is the pipe right there. We're still missing the mid pipe that goes right there, which we haven't installed yet, which is right here. So once we got the oil line, which would be the oil that's gonna feed the turbo, is right here. And we're gonna feed it from the oil sensor, which is, see the orange right there, my dudes? That's my oil filter. If you guys can see that, it's pretty hard to see, but it's right there in the dark. And then the sensor is right next to it, which is hard for us to get as of right now. Okay, that's where we're at. And then we realized that we're missing two hoses, which is the coolant line, which basically is the water pump, and the thermostat that's gonna replace that hose. So we have two openings here, one here and one over here with my fingers going in right there. Those two lines pop out and they go right here. One goes right here and the other one goes down here. So those did not come with the kit, so we have to go to AutoZone and we have to buy those lines for it, which I had no idea that the turbo goes with coolant. I'm telling you guys, my first turbo install on it, so I'm getting there. But it looks super good. Now, this long one right here is what returns the oil from the turbo. So this is the one that has to drill a hole and it goes all the way straight down to the oil pan, which is right here where this orange tab is at. You guys see the turbo? We still have all the seals on. We gotta pop that out, and that goes all the way in there. And that goes with right here. So this, you have to drill a hole, goes inside the oil pan. We gotta take off this nut though. And that pops up. The hose goes on top. And then from the bottom of the turbo, it goes right here like this. Because we're working downwards. So this will be right here, like so. And the return line goes all the way down to the oil pan. That's what we got. So we got postponed because we're missing the coolant lines, hoses that we're gonna go buy right now at AutoZone. And also my motor mount got shot, so we cannot put my motor mount back on. So I'm gonna do both sides, this side and that side, might as well. And that's where we're at. Slowly but surely. There was a lot explaining to do in this video, but we're getting it done. Whew. Yes, I forgot about that. For the oil sensor, since we're gonna put the oil line there, we're gonna have to buy something like, I can show you guys, more or less, like this. So we don't know if this is the right thread, but this is an example of it. So we're gonna replace this. So basically we're gonna go in like this. So this connects to the engine. One opens up for the oil, and this one where the sensor is gonna be in. So we will have the oil pressure sensor still running. We just have to buy like another T like this. But we just have to figure out what thread it is. That's why we're trying to take off the oil sensor pressure right now. Baby steps, little steps, no instructions, just YouTube and booklet from Flying Miata. Flying Miata. Shout out to Flying Miata. Flying Miata is doing a lot of work. They do their breakdowns really good. I was gonna put that turbo kit. That's $5,000, my dudes. So I kind of went like the cheap route. Like I said, this one's kind of like the mid-range that I found from the typical turbos from CRX Racing. But it'll be highly appreciated that they do have instructions, or at least have all the full installation parts, because we're missing nuts, we're missing bolts. We have to go buy some. These clamps, like I said from the other vlogs, is not completing because we do have a gap so I gotta fix that. I still haven't put this on, but we're gonna start using this one to make it fit somehow. You see, it's not even the ones that we have to buy. So yeah, but so far I don't know how the performance is. Hopefully the performance blows my mind and this installation is right on. But I'm liking how the turbo is. I like it how it sits on top. I don't like it how it hides in the bottom. I like it on top. So we're gonna pop the hood up. You see that bad boy right away. That's where we're at right now, my dudes. One day at a time. For us, it's like weeks. For you guys, it's like seconds, because I have to fit this in my work schedule. What's that famous quote? We work 9 to 5, but our dreams, we work 5 to 9. Remember that. All right, from AutoZone, we did not find any coolant line because they didn't have any whatsoever. I went to O'Reilly's. They only have one set. I need 2 sets, but we're gonna measure it real quick and find out where it is. But in the meantime, we were dealing with this. This is the oil pressure sensor, my dudes. That took us forever to get it out. Forever. It's really rough. It's really hard for it to get it because it's right next to the oil pan. So it's in there. You guys see that orange? Barely see that orange? Yeah, it's right there next to the orange, which is the oil filter. All the way in. Barely got it. Finally, we got it out with this bad boy, which is a 24. That's for it to finally come out. So this is gonna be right here, and technically now we're gonna have this line, like I said, the oil line that's gonna get the oil. This is gonna be in there with this as an adapter, as the T that I showed you guys earlier, which we have to go get it because we have to figure out what thread this is to match the T that we want. So let it focus, if that makes any sense, my dudes. You can't just buy any random T because these threads can be wrong. So that's why we have this. That's why we needed this to figure out the right T for it. I think that's it for today, because I still need to buy the motor mounts, and I have to buy the lines for the coolant, and I have to buy the rubber heat to protect the lines. And I'm still debating. I was telling my dad this. We went to AutoZone. We saw that. We don't know if I'm gonna do it yet. If we're gonna buy the heat wrap to cover the headers, since the turbo is not mounted, we can take it off and we can just cover it real quick. So we probably do that too as well. But for sure, this video is gonna come to an end, my dudes. So peace out. See you guys in the next one.